Ho, ho, ho! Welcome to Cursed Content Club. I'm your host, Christmas Feel. And I didn't have anything.
Wait. Let's roll it back. Just say the feeling of Christmas.
No, I'm not going to do that. With me, as always, is Danta Claus and his head elf Bob from GigaBoots.com.
I'm just glad I didn't get a dander joke.
I'm excited for 12 Days of Christmas.
We're not doing anything special for them. Don't get excited.
Yeah, no, don't.
And Krampus Z Excellent from TinoRawGoatswag.com.
Hello.
We have a very special gift for you this holiday season. It's something completely new, a movie that, when you get this, will have been out for less than 1 calendar month.
Exciting.
And that movie is the Mel Gibson Christmas vehicle, Fatman.
I'm really excited to be here commentating and reviewing a new holiday film because we could just be breaking new ground. This could become the world's new It's a Wonderful Life. We don't know. They could sell the rights for this to dirt cheap to all sorts of YouTube channels. Then every YouTube channel would stream this every holiday. And everyone would be like, what a fucking classic.
Yeah, that'll definitely happen. Now, I don't think none of us have seen anything more than the trailer, and I'm not sure even we've all seen even the trailer. What expectations are for this? Or do we have for this movie, Dan? What are your expectations?
I'm gonna spend most of the movie restraining myself from making a Passion of the Christ joke. Aside from that, nothing really. Except for maybe the bad guy is like the story of Jeff Bezos as a kid.
Bob, what's your expectation?
I expect this to be a really bad action movie. Like, bottom tier.
Wait. Okay, we gotta put this on the scale of Taken films.
Is this action?
Yeah, it's an action movie. It's
an action. It's like a black comedy action movie.
But
Bob, if you were to say,
just want you to know, I'm coming into this with just as much information as Halo Forward Unto Dawn, which I thought was an animated film until we were recording.
Bob, if you were to relate this to a Taken film, you think it's the rock bottom?
yeah, I think it's like the Taken 3 or the 13 cuts for getting over a fence.
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Oh man, that's some Bohemian Rhapsody shit.
I'm just saying, I don't think Mel Gibson kept in shape.
Well, he's playing Santa Claus, so it works here.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa Claus is the fat man, KZ.
Holy shit!
Blowing minds here.
I'm going to be honest. The Amazon video description gave me too much info, and I'm having to bite my tongue constantly during this intro piece.
Yeah, I've avoided everything. I know nothing.
Okay, KZ has no expectations. My expectations is this is either going to be hysterical in how ridiculous it is. Like, it'll be like the ideal level of bad movie, or it's going to be really boring.
I predict above a 1 for me.
I
I
hope.
hope.
Yeah, me too.
Dan's like, yeah, I hope so. If it's a 1 for KZ, that means it's at least a -3 for me.
With that out of the way, we're going to go watch the movie. And if you'd like to watch it with us, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits. You get access to the commentary track for this episode of Cursed Content Club. You also get Cursed Content by Committee, our Patreon exclusive Cursed Content show. That also comes with a commentary track. Early access to Mondo Cool and Chugging Bleach, our 2 anime review podcasts. And early armchair dev pitches, or not armchair, just them in general, not early. You only get them if you pay. Where we stab each other, or we show what we use to stab each other, rather. That's patreon.com/GB podcast.
We show off the knife like one of those home shopping network sort of videos.
Yes. It's like, here's the knife block, and the knife block is Bob.
Well, let's get to it.
Hit the music. Fatman is a new fucking holiday classic. So, Dan, what did you think of Fatman?
We've done 24 episodes of normal Curse Content Club and 21 episodes of Committee so far. And never once in this entire series would I thought I would find a true classic of a film, a 10 out of 10, absolutely amazing juggernaut where not one word or second or shot is wasted on the screen. This movie is so incredibly and intentionally put together in such a fantastic way that I have not been this wowed by a film coming out of nowhere since John Wick. If I could give this fucking film a 10 on this show, I would, but for now, I will give it the max score of 5.
Bob, what do you think of this movie?
Yeah, it's a really like surprisingly tense action film that's hits all the right beats. It's kind of incredible. I did not expect it.
It's a perfect black comedy in this, like, there's no real overt jokes, but it's still hilarious.
Yes.
Intentionally.
Right. There's nothing unintentional in this movie, I don't think. So yeah, 5. This is crazy.
KZ.
When you look at other 5s I've given to other films, I think of, stuff like Versus, for example. You place this above it as the best one, but then you also add the largest power gap imaginable. This was fantastic. This is a 5, and I don't think we'll ever have something that passes.
No, there's no way, man.
Ever.
I agree with my 3 co-hosts. This movie is perfect. There is not a single second that is bad or boring or feels out of place. Not a single, nothing is wasted. And not in the joking way we usually say, where it's like they use the whole animal. No. This gets a 5, and I think we have to come together as a group and declare it officially not cursed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is not.
Who could have seen that
Holy
coming?
Fuck, dude.
I did not expect this to happen.
Never.
This is the part of the podcast where people go, "Oh shit, I need to pledge $5 real quick."
Yeah,
Check
you
this
fucking
shit out.
do.
And
You also
yeah,
need
you
to give
do.
you also need to give Mel Gibson $7 to rent this digitally.
Yeah, we finished
and maybe
this film.
by the end you'll be like me and Dan and Bob and Phil, who have all pre-ordered a Blu-ray of this film.
It's never in my life have I ever stepped into a film going, okay, it's probably going to be pretty amusing. I'm sure it's going to have a ton of problems, but it'll be cute, amusing, whatever. And then by the end of it, I'm like, this is one of these directors, because it's a director-writer combo team of 2 brothers, I think, they're knocking it out of the park. This is incredible. This should be shown to people on how to make a fucking phenomenal film. This is a true classic.
It's like every 15 seconds of dialogue, one of us died in some way. Yeah. Either by a hilarious line or some form of this is perfectly placed dialogue.
Every character is so very well constructed, and the 4 primary characters all have like such care put into their specific problems, their specific mental problems, and how they work through that in every scene you see. It's so amazing.
A lesser movie would have had more action.
That's where I was worried it'd be, yeah.
This movie has one scene, and it's perfect, and it's built up to in such a way that it's, again, perfect. Everything in this movie is perfect.
Like, every time I set an expectation for the movie, I'm like, okay, he's coming up to this thing. He's probably going to do some damage, scope it out, and then retreat. No, that's what a coward of a film would do.
Yeah, just every single time they were going to do something, you generally had an idea of maybe they could do this, and they do, but they always added one little twist.
It's
one like
layer.
one variable slightly changes to make it perfect. I knew this film would become a 5 when there was a scene in which I'm like, when he rolls down his window, he should say Merry Christmas here. This would be the perfect fucking layup. And he does!
It's so good. It's unreal. It's unreal.
And every scene has something like that.
Walton Goggins acting out of his mind right now.
Yes. He did such an amazing job in this movie.
But we could gush forever, but we have to get to segments. It's time for our segments. We're starting off with the best character. I'm going to give KZ a present. He gets to go first.
Thank you. I'm picking Skinny Man.
Skinny Man being Walton Goggins.
Yes. I believe his name's supposed to be Jonathan Miller. As it's revealed, I think toward the end. I don't think they said his name before that. He plays the assassin who's hired to kill Santa Claus,
and who has a vested interest in killing Santa Claus.
He does have a vested interest. He only received one gift.
They give him a tragic backstory. It's
unreal.
Really funny.
And
just
and they never spell it out. There's 2 lines in the whole movie in reference to his backstory, and those 2 lines are enough because this movie's perfect.
From the very first scene he's in to the last one, every scene is perfectly set up. After you get the vibe of him, being an assassin, every scene afterward has this intoxicating level of tension in it. From when he's going up to the toll booth and going into the post office, and that fucking God, there's a lot going on. He has a hamster.
Yeah, no,
yes, he does.
It's so good.
He's going into people's fridges eating some shit before he goes and shoots people in their bed.
I'm gonna go next, and I'm gonna take Billy, who is the small child who looks like Ben Shapiro. And hires Skinny Man to kill Santa Claus. The trailer for this movie includes the basic setup. This child gets coal and hires an assassin to kill Santa Claus. I didn't expect 30 minutes of establishment of this character before he does that.
Yeah, and the way they explore it is so organic and compact and efficient. All of those things. You learn so much about him because of the thing he cares about and how it goes and how he reacts. And that doesn't technically have to do with the movie, but builds his character up perfectly for the film. Ugh.
An immaculately conceived character.
This film is in no rush to do anything. It's taking all the time it needs to do everything.
Yeah. It's like someone crafted the perfect poem, but the perfect poem is apparently 82 minutes of film, where every word is
I just keep wanting, thank God we have a favorite scene category.
And it's helped a lot by Chance Hurstfield is the actor. No, this is the best child actor I have ever seen in anything.
Yeah, when you see a kid actor in a thing, you're like, okay, let's set a different...
hoping it best doesn't drag it down.
Right, you set a different bar intrinsically. You go, okay, you're a kid actor. If we can get through this without you breaking my immersion, that would be great. No.
He's great. I despised him after 2 minutes.
There is a scene where Billy he wins every fucking science fair, I think is what it is. And this time he only gets runner-up. He has 4 championship ribbons on his fucking little suit. Blue ribbons. And he gets the red runner-up ribbon. He gets the cuck ribbon. And the look on his face as he's holding and looking at that ribbon is incredible. The conveyance of that emotion.
And they're like, get behind the camera real quick so we can film you. With the real winner. Not you. He looks like you shot his dog in front of him.
So perfect. Dan, you're up next.
God, God, it's hard because I actually do like a lot of other characters in this. They're all really well done.
Yeah.
Everyone executes on literally every piston's firing with literally everyone in this film. No one's failing. It's complicated. Okay, I'll give it to Mel Gibson. Fatman, he's incredibly well done as a character in this. Kris Kringle in this film. You see the man breaking down. You see the man harrowed by how society has fallen at the beginning, and then you see him sort of grasp at purpose again and sort of get to see things as he used to and sort of have optimism again right before the shit hits the fan. You get to see this man transform and have so many layers on screen. And in every scene he's in, every shot, he is nailing the performance. You get to experience and hear the loathing he has for the situation he's in every word he delivers. It's so fucking well done. And his character is so fucking well done. It's nuts. I came into this expecting schlock. I came into this expecting garbage.
Yeah, like you immediately shot like the first shot of the film, and then that was the only time you had a chance to pull out a gun.
Can I get least favorite scene, please? I want to go first on that one.
I was hoping we replace it with best scene number 2.
See what happens. Bob, you're up.
7. He's the foreman elf.
See, I almost chose 7.
Yeah, seven's really
so
good.
God.
He's really good. There's like the connection
We don't
he
replace
has.
numbers. It's not honorable or whatever he fucking said.
Yes. It's unethical and disrespectful. And the connection he has with the military man is really good.
Yeah, there's just
Some
something
people like, what do you mean military men?
Look, you don't have to give us $5 at patreon.com/podcast.
You don't have to.
I do strongly recommend you do whatever it takes to see this movie.
All I'm saying is maybe we need to feel a little bit of Christmas spirit. You go over there and check this out.
So, Bob.
Yeah.
7.
Yes. He just feels really well delivered. I really didn't expect elves to even be acknowledged is real.
Yeah,
but
I was surprised.
And then they have this well thought out hierarchy, and we go into their dietary plan. We somehow fit all this into the movie. And 7 feels like the center of all of that because he's running it, and he has like
so
a
much
mentality.
World building.
It has almost all the elements of like the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies, but it's this completely serious black comedy / action movie.
Yeah.
And
It's really great.
like as you were saying, Bob, 7 is the linchpin of how fully realized this world is.
Yeah, because he brings in that whole side.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, because if they only had the reindeer, if they only had him, Mel Gibson working on the sleigh for a second, you wouldn't really have the sense that he's Santa Claus. You'd be like, oh, he's Santa Claus, but there's no magic yet. Like the elves just put the magic in front of you, and it's like, oh, there's magic.
Yeah, they're immortal elves, so they just keep going.
The fucking conversation about meals, sleep schedules. This sounds fake. It sounds like I'm lying about a movie that doesn't exist. It is engaging. It is alarming how engaging most every second of this film is. I was literally sitting on the edge of my seat, fully engaged. It's
genuinely stunning.
Yeah, I was really close to choosing 7. That was my hang up. I was like, do I choose 7 or Fatman? God.
Yeah, they're both immaculate. I was like, okay, whichever Dan doesn't choose.
Now we're on to the hardest category. Or not the hardest category. I got confused because of how good this movie was. We're doing best scene now. We're going to do best scene. I'll start us off. This is very difficult. There's so many.
Yep.
I'm going to go with our introduction to Billy. Because where he's rich, He treats everyone around him like garbage. He's tiny little Ben Shapiro. It really establishes the character well. He's rich. He treats the hired help badly. He feigns affection for his grandmother. He calls his father by his first name.
Yes. A true villain. John. He calls his father John.
This child is supposed to be like 11, by the way. Just a perfect establishing scene. It's so good. KZ, you get to go second.
Oh man, there's so many scenes here. I feel like I should go for something related to the skinny man because there's a lot of really good stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to pick the one where he's in the fucking pet store.
Oh,
And he's going in there, he's touring the wares, and the woman in there works there is like, all right, you look more like a reptile person.
Yeah, he's trying to buy some stuff, some cages and things for his hamster, and she just keeps going, oh, well, you can, and driving him towards other stuff, and he's like, no, I have a hamster, that's what I need stuff
You
for.
you're a snake guy, and that line he says, you're just like my mom. It's like, oh, yeah, you
Terrible
just like
listener
her,
and
you
don't know when to shut the fuck up.
I love that line. It's insane how well realized this character is, because yes, he's a sociopath, but there's that element of humanity where he's like, will you shut the fuck up?
Yeah, no, he's so realized as a person.
And there's this perfect balance in every scene of like, okay, he's a sociopath and he makes things very tense because you don't know what he's gonna do. Oh, but he's also just a dick.
yes.
Yeah.
Bob.
As we've went over, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot the scene where the fat man's in the bar near the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where we start to realize, no, this is Santa Claus. He has magic. He knows that this guy who's hitting on the bartender is married. So he starts talking him into going back to his house instead of
Which is 12 hours away.
Yes. Because it's Christmas Eve.
And like, it was pretty clear he was going to nail the bartender.
Right. Yeah, he was hitting on her.
And he does this often.
Yes, we find that out as well. It's really interesting.
Turns out every guy who goes for her is naughty.
It's really good. He's like, hey, how are your wife and kids? And he says their names. And the guy's like, do I know you? He's like, I know you. So good. God damn it. You ever see a movie so good it turns the volume down on every other film?
Yeah, it just really does that.
Yeah, fuck. That's why I said power gap.
Yes. Oh man.
Dad.
Favorite scene. Okay. I think when I really started to understand the level on which this movie was working, right, is when you see the skinny man try to buy a baseball bat off of a guy. A guy visits his office. He brings him this bat.
I considered picking this scene also.
And the skinny man's analyzing it. He's looking at all these details about the bat. And he asks some questions. He's like, you play baseball? And he goes, yeah, I'm an athlete. And then he looks at him, he goes, you're an athlete? And he goes, well, I used to be 15 years ago in college. And then I threw out my ACL or whatever. And then he goes, and he's still analyzing. And the guy goes, how long is this going to take? And he goes, it takes as long as it takes. And then the guy explains, I need to sell this bat, because my daughter, she wants to go to space camp and we can't afford that. So, and then he starts bargaining with him to make it lower and lower. And as it turns out, this bat is made by fucking Santa. And this psychopath of a man, the skinny man, collects prized gifts from Santa given to other people. It's so good. He just takes a tour of his warehouse. He wraps it in a bag. He puts it on the shelf next to the others. It's insane. It's so good. If you took that scene out of the movie, that would bring the movie down. That character wouldn't be as ape shit.
What
What a scene.
God, what a perfect movie. Now we're into the hard things. Bob, you have to start us off on the worst character.
This is actually legitimately hard.
It is.
Lucky you to go first.
I'm trying to think of anyone who's not well realized.
I know.
This is really tough. Oh no. Good luck, everybody else.
I know, right?
Yeah, not great.
I'm just gonna pick Mini Ben Shapiro because he's well executed and terrible. Like literally awful.
Yeah.
Perfect at making you hate him.
Yes.
Just the fact that he just, he's like, all right, gotta slip out a couple blank checks from the grandma
Yeah.
Gotta use the light
fucking-
box to trace her signature.
Oh.
to pay an assassin to be like, hey, I need you to kidnap this little girl. And we're gonna fucking electrocute her to death with what, a car battery? If she doesn't say, okay, I'll say that I cheated. You're the real winner of the science fair.
It's insane.
God. What's the term for something that's more realistic than reality?
Hyper realism? I don't.
That's what that scene feels like. That whole character, really.
Like falling down a well.
But, Dan, you get to go second.
These two characters aren't terrible, of course, because if they were, this movie wouldn't be a fucking 10. But, so I'm going to go ahead and say the worst character in this movie is possibly the person who works at the post office, not earlier in the movie, later in the movie, in the same town that Santa Claus lives in.
Yeah.
Because he has two dialogue scenes and they're good because they convey that he's dim-witted, but he doesn't seem to have any outstanding characteristics beyond that. He seems aware enough to not even try to give too much info to the people he's talking to. I'm trying to talk about this without giving away too much, but there's not enough there, and I thought there would be more. Like, I want more of him, but at the same time, if you wrote more scenes with him or wrote more of him doing things, that would change this movie. This movie's perfect, so it's kind of a catch-22 here. I'm sorry.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to choose the pet shop lady because she just seems kind of reprehensible.
Yeah. Yeah, that was gonna be mine.
Like,
that's fair.
Like, come on. He's buying shit for a hamster. Quit trying to upsell him on a snake.
Yeah, that's insane. Even the skinny man points out, he's like, snakes eat hamsters.
He's making good points.
Yes.
She only said that because he has a weird face. Frankly, that's kind of offensive.
Yes.
I think it speaks to his self-control. He did not kill her.
I was really expecting the whole scene.
That was a shock. It's because he's so, by this point, he's killed enough to where you're shocked when it doesn't happen.
But he's excessive. He's very goals oriented. We don't see him kill anyone who isn't related to his assassinations, even if it's very thorough, like him killing the two post office employees earlier in the movie. But we don't see him just being like, this person annoyed me, I guess I'll kill him. He's a very frigid sociopath. But KZ, you're gonna lead us off on this category, or finish us off rather.
Oh God. Yeah, I've really got nothing in terms of like the worst. The bartender, because I barely remember her lines.
Yeah, she is the most forgettable.
She was the person in second running for mine for sure. I think she's relatively well executed, but you feel like there was going to be more there.
Yeah, I kind of expected more there as well,
It's just those like 2 or 3 scenes.
which are great.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
You gotta fucking lay on that qualifier. Still good though.
Yes. Worst character, incredibly well done.
Now it's time for another hard one. We have to go to the worst scene because Dan asked. He gets to go first.
Yes. I got cheated out of best character this time. So going first on that. So, anyways, hey guys. So there's this opening shot with a jib trying to show Kris Kringle's, or actually no, it was Mr. Weenan's house, Billy. And the jib shot up is so uneven, and it just like rocks up and down a little bit too much, and it's like panning, it's tilting up and down a little too much, and you just sit there and you go, oh man, this is going to be the whole movie, isn't it? Shots that are good on paper, but not perfectly. No, rest of the movie's perfectly fine. There's one CG special effect in the whole film that doesn't look great, and it's fine. It's truly fine. This one scene, though, it had me scared.
A little concerned.
I think it's pretty funny. You're like, let me go first. Nobody would have taken that.
No.
I don't know any other scenes, though. Like,
It's not even a scene. It's just like 5 seconds.
Yep. Establishing shot. Best scene or worst scene? More like worst shot.
Bob, what do you think the worst shot was?
I'm gonna go full scene. This scene is fine in context of the movie, but it was one of the most uncomfortable parts of the movie of when they capture the little girl we think that they're going to torture her to death.
That was almost my favorite scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, that's a really good scene. That's like a 10.
It was incredibly uncomfortable, and I was very worried because that's super early in the movie. We don't know how far this kid's going.
Yeah, we don't. You don't have a feel for the tone of the movie entirely.
Right, so it could go really dark.
Such a good reveal.
Which again, the scene is fine, seeing it through, but the initial watch of like, oh no.
KZ.
You see, it's tough. I don't really. Every single time a scene ends, I actually internally thought about this for this segment. I'm like, we gotta find a bad one as we always do, but this time I have to like write it down so I don't fuck up. Like every scene, it's fucked. It's fucked up. The one time I'm like, I'm gonna prep it. There were no bad scenes because they split off between 3 different perspectives. You got the Santa perspective, you got the skinny man perspective, and you got the fucking Ben Shapiro perspective of this film.
And they're all riveting.
All 3, I'm excited to see them.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh man, you want to see what the assassin's gonna do on his journey, fucking with the hamster and everything going on over there.
This movie has 3 distinct acts. If you haven't watched it, I'm still trying to sell this fucking movie. There's a whole act where the assassin is traveling to kill Santa. He is just traveling. We see him stop to get food. He stops at a pet store to get shit for his hamster, and it's always a delight.
Yeah.
The moment it's like you slowly realize, oh shit, Mel Gibson is Santa Claus in this, like for real. And then it's like, okay, I don't know if I'll be super into these parts because I'm interested in, the journey of the dude to try and kill him. And then they're like, no, the military wants to fucking get Santa Claus to do things with the elves.
They want Santa Claus to build control panels for fighter jets.
The fact that you made the joke of he's gonna make the elves build drones, and to be honest, you were basically right.
Yeah, I was thinking that's the way it was going. God, this movie though.
It's just the idea. It's like, all right, so we're gonna make a movie about how Santa Claus fucking can't afford bills, so the military gives him contracts. Yeah, I've got nothing. Pass. I have nothing for you. The credits because the movie was over.
The credits because I had tears in my eyes.
I gotta finish
See,
this off.
there's nothing, dude.
Now, I'm gonna go with the first part of the climax where Skinny Man is killing soldiers, just because once he gets like to the workshop, it's pretty good. But up until that point, it's kind of like we're brushing aside these soldiers so they aren't in the way of the movie. And it isn't bad. It's just not as good as everything else. I'll throw in another best scene to balance it out.
God, I'm just thinking of the fucking thing with the elf. And now
Yeah, he's setting bombs. He's setting bombs in Santa's workshop, and an elf finds one. He's like, put it down. And the elf is like with flash-like speed disassembles the bomb.
He literally
with his elf skills.
the bomb with his elf skills.
and then like makes a face like and then runs. It was perfect.
Well, it was a scene in this film. God.
It's fucking unreal.
Do we have any final thoughts on Fat Man?
I have some other best characters I wanted to bring up.
Sure.
Christy
Go through,
Crawford.
Get rid of
Christy
everything
Crawford.
you want.
She's the other student. She's portrayed so perfectly in her terror, in her joy. Like, she does the winning the science fair perfectly. She's so nice when she waves to him as he goes out to the car, and she's so convincingly terrified on the drive back and in the moment of that scene that was referenced earlier. Her performance in this is so well done, and they even have a good dialogue between her and the skinny man in the car scene.
Just the fact that it's just like, I'm gonna go in there and kill your mommy and daddy if you say anything. Do you have a dog? He's like, what's his name? And she still says the names. Like, I'm gonna kill him too.
I'm gonna kill him too.
That scene's also really great because the tone Skinny Man has is, I'm being paid to do this, so I'm going to do my job, but this is really beneath me.
Yes.
And that's such a nuanced thing to give a character like this. Like, he's not enjoying being a dick to this child. He's like, well, they paid me. I'll do my job, but I don't really like it. But not like he's morally opposed to this. His skills are being wasted intimidating this child, which is such a difficult thing to convey, but it was conveyed perfectly. Does anybody else have any scenes they want to gush about?
I feel like we shouldn't spoil too much of this movie. The people really need to go watch it.
Yeah, did you?
There's still like 6 more good scenes that we haven't covered.
I assume the script had about 92 good scenes we haven't talked about.
Yeah, I would say every single one.
Yeah, it's nuts, you guys. If you listen this far and haven't just given up and go to watch them, please do that after this. I can't imagine anyone who consumes our content who wouldn't thoroughly enjoy this fucking film. Like, you don't exist. I can't imagine you. At most films, you know, it's like, I need to pay $4 to rent the digital copy. It's gonna look like shit because it's Amazon Prime. This one was $7, and up front, I'm like, fine, fucking whatever. It's the premium price for me getting in the door of fucking 2 weeks after it comes out in theaters somewhere, ? No, it's worth $7. It's a great experience. Like, holy shit, what a film. Would never gonna hit a film this shockingly good. Like, one, we don't throw films into cursed content being like, this is secretly good.
Right.
Like, that's basically never happened.
Except for Versus.
But that has a cursed air about it. It's people in a public park playing samurai.
Yeah. Like, I didn't. This movie came out on VOD the day before we recorded this.
I think it was the day.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
No, it was yesterday.
24th.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, we didn't do research.
I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
And was like, we have to do this for cursed content. I thought this would be so much worse. I didn't expect this to be a perfect movie.
Yeah, no, I also watched the trailer and I'm like, oh, they're going to do that thing they do in movies like this where they got greenlit based on a concept and not the strength of the script. The script's just going to waste fucking time. It's going to do all these things. It's going to have gimmicky jokes that suck, but it might be kind of funny. So sure, this is perfect for cursed content. Let's do it, feel. Then we watch it. Fucking shit, man. Like, jeez.
It only had one shot for you to do your weird nitpicking about. It was great.
God. Is there anything else?
No, go fucking watch the film. Like, come on.
Yeah, go watch Fat Man. Thank you for watching this episode of Cursed Content Club.
Wait till the Blu-ray arrives. It's going to be a long wait. This month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by our lordly executive producers, Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, Third Birthday Wen, and Adam Macarena. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these guys. Soar on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots and become an executive producer today.